We got an excellent show here today. Y'all see the title, Pope Francis dies. Um, just got the news. Just got the news, y'all. They just now Prince Pope Francis has actually been sick for a while. Um, I remember hearing about him being ill last year. Was it November, December? Um, I heard about him being sick for a while. So they said that he had some type of well, they didn't really get into it. They just said he felt ill. They had to rush him to the hospital. And I'm thinking to myself, man is over 70 years old. Well, age don't matter because Trump is in good shape. But Pope Francis, they said went into an emergency in the hospital. So I was like, ooh, that's not good. So um, I knew that it was bad news. I knew that it was very, very bad news, and I knew that when they just when they were, it's not about what you say; it's about what you don't say. And when they rushed him to the hospital, they were very hush hush about it. And usually, when a person up in that age and they say they go to the hospital, they like, oh, well, he's stable or this and that. They didn't say none of that. They were basically like, he is going to the hospital emergency, and they just cut it at that. And that kind of let me. I was like, ooh, that doesn't sound good. So, and that could get said. This was back in December when I heard this. So he passes away today. So now they're gonna have to elect a new pope. I'm very curious to what country this pope is going to be from. Now, Pope Francis was a Jesuit. So I'm very curious if they are going to go with another Jesuit or not. Because, like I said, Pope Francis was the first Jesuit, as far as I know, the first Jesuit to into a pope. And being that he was a Jesuit, he had a lot of things to say, like regarding the streets and regarding like uh, street justice, I guess you could say. I don't know. I mean, there was he would comment on a lot of things that were, to me, that was kind of like outside of the church per se. Not he was not a conventional pope, but apparently, him being a uh, Jesuits are definitely in the mix, man. When it comes to like when you look at the El Salvadorian conflict, when you look at South America, the Sandinistas, you had a lot of Jesuits down there in the mix on both sides that some were protected and some weren't. So, all during the 90s, I want to say during the 80s and 90s, you had a lot of South American conflicts, and Mr. Pope Francis was um, definitely privy to a lot of that experience. So, yeah, he passes away today. Thanks for the like, y'all. Thanks for the like. He passes away today, and yeah. So I guess they're going to talk about Pope Francis for about a week as they've already chosen a new pope. Don't get it twisted. All that the cardinals are going to come together and vote for a new pope. They already know who they got. So all this drama about this pope and this pope's in the running and this pope don't y'all they've already chosen the pope. The cardinals already, like I said, Pope Francis was sick last year, so they already had his replacement. Once they rushed him to the hospital, they were already making plans for his replacement. So they're going to give us a spectacle like, the Cardinals are going to vote and all that. Don't get caught up in that suspense. I guess I'm wondering. I'm wondering, which it really shouldn't matter, but I'm wondering how many African cardinals or how many African Jesuits are going to put their hat in the ring. But again, it doesn't matter because they've already chosen who they wanted to pick. You know, like I said, I think the Cardinals get together before, vote on the Pope, and then elect the Pope that they want, and then they announce it just like I guess they were planning to announce. Well, like I said, they're gonna go through a week of talking about Pope Francis, his accomplishments, and you're gonna hear a lot about South American conflicts, Central American conflicts. Wait, where he was from? Where was he from? Argentina? I want to say Pope Francis was from Argentina, South America. Um, I think he was from Argentina, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong with that information, but I believe so. He's like I said, but I do know he was a Jesuit. So it's he passes away the day after 420, Easter. He passes away right after Easter Sunday. So, but again, I think he passed away a long time ago. But they wanted to make it official. You will announce it on, after Easter, whatever, or they're going to say he died on Easter. That's what they're going to say. But I think he passed away back in December. That's what I think. But hey, that's my opinion. I'm not saying that he passed away. I suspect he did. Like I said, I suspect when they rushed him to the hospital and didn't say nothing, I had a feeling. I was like, ooh, that don't sound good. Like I said, a man his age too. No, I believe Pope Francis might have been in his 80s. I don't know, but when they said they rushed him to the hospital, I knew right then and there. I said, ooh, that don't sound good. So here we are, y'all. So yeah, um, Pope Francis. Now we got another Pope coming in. Like I said, I'm guessing around May. We'll hear something around May because it's still, what is it, April 21st today? Yeah, so they'll announce it in May, around mid-May. And so there you go, y'all. So yeah, Pope Francis is dead. He passes away. I guess I can't say dead on YouTube. He passes away. Um, I don't have his exact age. I guess I should have looked it up before I got on today. I'm guessing he's around 80. I'm guessing, but it is what it is, y'all. All right, y'all. Well, thanks for coming out. I'll do a short video later. I just wanted to come in, breaking news. I guess I should have put breaking news. But yeah, Pope Francis dies, and they already have his replacement, so we will stay tuned for that. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.